welcome back to the Lockwood Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today we have July wrap-up. So in July, I read 9 books. Also, let's get the elephant out of the room. I look like Rudolph. I didn't have any sunscreen at a volleyball tournament that I played in outdoors yesterday, which was my own fault. I accidentally took it out of my sports bag into my beach bag and never transferred my sunscreen back. So I am burnt, just mainly on my face. But yes, I look like Rudolph. My forehead is burned. I could have put makeup on, but I didn't want to be honest. So I just want my skin to breathe. So yes, I read 8-ish books. 8, 9, well, yeah, by the time this video goes up, it'll be 9. So we're just gonna count that. It was surprising. I feel like I had a slow start to the month, and then all of a sudden I read a lot, all at the end. So I don't know how that happened, where that burst came from, but it happened. July was a busy month too. Like, I had a lot going on. I honestly can't believe some of the books that I read at the beginning, because I'm like, oh, I feel like that was a lifetime ago. The first book that I read was in my 4th of July reading vlog, which was Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This is Prince meets like the first son of the United States, and it's a cute little romance by them, and I just love it. I'm so excited to see the movie coming out at the beginning of August. Like, this was just so fun. It was cute. It was like the discussions in them were fascinating, and there was a lot of political talk, which isn't really my vibe. I just kind of like zoned out through it, which kind of made it a little bit longer for me to get through, but all in all, I really loved it. I'm happy I finally read it. I've had this on my TBR for years now, and meant to read it last July and never got around to it, and I'm so happy that I finally got to read it now. And it was so cute. It was so fun. Next up, I read Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, which is a dual POV from Naomi and Knox. Naomi is a runaway bride who has a twin sister who is her complete opposite. Nobody likes her twin sister. She shows up in this small town. Everyone thinks that Naomi is her twin sister, Tina. She's like, no, I'm her twin. I'm fine. Like, I'm the good one. And then Tina ends up getting out of Dodge and leaving her daughter with Naomi, who Naomi never knew existed, and her daughter's like 11 or something. It was a grumpy sunshine. Knox takes grumpy to a whole other level. He was so grumpy to the point I'm like, does he like anybody? Like, what is going on? That's just his way. But it was to the point of like super rude and insufferable. But then he would start doing these things like in his little way, and that were cute and fun, and yeah, it also has kind of like a fake dating trope in it too. Loved it so much. I am so excited to read the second one, which is following Knox's brother Nash and Lena, I believe. And I just love these covers. These also are available on Kindle Unlimited. My first Lucy Score book, and I really enjoyed it. But yes, going into it, Knox is aggressively grumpy. So just be cautious. Then I read on my Kindle Do I Know You by Emily Wibberley and another author. And that was a dual POV. This is about a husband and wife going on their, I think it's their 5-year anniversary trip. And they love each other. However, they are in a rut, and this honeymoon vacation, anniversary vacation couples retreat thing, they are trying to take it as a reignite the spark, figure out what's going on. They have some communication issues, both of them, some insecurities on both their ends. Anyway, what ensues is they end up acting like strangers and are trying to get to know each other, but like in a fun, flirty way, not really by themselves. They're pretending to be other people, but only dating themselves, like each other. It's cute, it's fun. It was just like a nice little palette cleanser. You can just tell that they still love each other and want to be with each other, but they just need communication, and couples therapy probably would have been a better route to take. Next up is Kaiki by Vaishnavi Patel, and this was our book club pick for July, and it is a Hindu mythological retelling about Kaiki, who is the stepmother of Rama, who Rama is from the mythological telling of Ramayana. Kaiki is the mother who banished Rama out of the city for like 10 years or something. This story is about female empowerment. It's about connections and relationships and nurturing and seeing them grow. It was very good. It was very fascinating, especially with the polygamy taking place and like how all that went down, just all the mythology too. I highly enjoyed it. I thought it was very well written. I really loved the feminist aspects of the story and Kaiki's strength and how she just like catapulted society into accepting women more, and what a trailblazer she is. Then next we have Some Sugar Sweet, Some Saccharine of Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. This was just so delightful. Like all Ali Hazelwood's books are, my feet just get that cricket going, and it's fun. So this is like kind of a fake dating, based on fake dating, but like not. It's a STEM romance, and Elsie and Jack are both physicists. Elsie is theoretical while Jack is the other type. Kind of their rivalry, and Elsie is going in for an interview at a college so she can finally focus more on some research and less teaching classes as an adjunct and some other stuff. Jack is on that board for the hiring process. However, Elsie is fake dating Jack's brother. It's fun. It's cute. Jack is such a great book boyfriend. He is, for the most part, upfront. He's caring to be involved, and he wants Elsie to realize like how valuable and easy to love she is, and that he wants to see her and all of her and just the real her. Elsie is very much, the description that they use is like she changes her personality based on the situation. She's a chameleon, and as an ENFJ, Type 3. Yes, that is accurate. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I only knew going into this book that it was a school, like a college war dragon school. Violet was being trained, she loved being a scribe, or like she wanted to go to college for scribe, but her mom and her brother and her sister were all like in the dragon war, whatever, dragon riders. Violet's mom says, no, you're going to dragon rider school. And she's like, but I'm a scribe. I want to be a scribe. And she's like, no, no, no. Soaringales are riders. And so she gets shoved into the riders quadrant unwillingly and has to literally, metaphorically, emotionally fight her way through her first year at Dragon Rider School, and it's so freaking good. Oh my gosh. And just like, it's such a slow burn romance. There's just, and the dragons, I hope we get more of them. Like, we got quite a bit of them at the end, but like, I hope we get more of them in Iron Flame, which is coming out in a couple months, or November or something. And I loved the dragons. They have their own personalities. It is so well done, and just, oh, I'm so excited. I am so happy that I finally got around to reading it. I wasn't sure if I would get on the hype train, and here I am, now the conductor of that train, and I love it. Like, it's to the point where I was looking at tattoos for this, and I'm like, no, just get a sweatshirt. But, yeah, I'm obsessed with Fourth Wing. I love it so much, you guys. Yeah, so it's definitely like a 6-star read for me. It has joined the ranks of ACOTAR, and like, I'm just obsessed. Chef's kiss. I can't wait to see what the rest of the series holds. I think it's supposed to be a 5-book series. I'm kind of surprised by that. I would have thought it would have been like a 3-book series. But we'll see. We'll see what she comes up with. Then next up, I read Once More with Feeling by Alyssa Sussman, and this was one of my most anticipated along with Love Theoretically. Early 2000s pop culture, it's a then and now timeline. Kathleen Rosenberg was Katie Rose, biggest pop star, up and coming, and then something happened, a big scandal happened that plummeted her career. Cal Kirby didn't help her with the fall, like he didn't. Her career just plummeted, it was bad, things happened, and now we're seeing the now timeline is going through, like, they are going through a different show and trying to get on Broadway, written by her best friend, and Cal is directing it. So a lot of stuff comes up to the surface and they have to discuss, and then yeah, you get to see the flashbacks. It's not the best trope, but you learn pretty early on like what the trope was and like what the reasoning was behind it, even though it wasn't like the best reasoning. And just, it's about communicating and like apologizing and meaning it, and growth as going from childhood to adults. I thought it was good. I really loved Funny You Should Ask by her, and this one, it was okay. Like I liked it. I loved it for the fact that like I love the 2000s nostalgia, the feeling, such as like if Britney Spears or Jessica Simpson or like even Hilary Duff, that kind of era. Oh, it was just like I could just envision that, and just that made me happy to feel that and have around that age bracket. A lot of the climax happened right at the end, and then it just wrapped up super quick. Like the wrap up was way too quick. It just ended all of a sudden. I feel like it should have happened a lot sooner within the book and it wrapped up neatly, because like the way it ended was just, it felt so rushed. Like all of a sudden she's rushing to just submit the deadline for the book. I don't know. I just felt like it could have gone a little longer, or things could have happened a little sooner. Next up, I read Paris, the Memoir by Paris Hilton. Wow. What a memoir. This is, okay, so yeah, again, that 2000 nostalgia. Paris Hilton was considered like the first influencer. She's an heiress to the Hilton franchise, and this was crazy to know. And like, it's so odd because I was living it too. Like I remember the tabloids coming out. I remember her rise to stardom and all of the scandals and everything. Crazy to just kind of reflect back on all of that and all the gossip that was heard and everything. So this is, this was a lot of heavy stuff. Look up all the trigger warnings for this, because there is a lot of discussion about like abuse, emotional, physical, sexual abuse in this, and it's so sad. It's just crazy. So Paris was sent to these reformatory camps as in her late teens, and just the stuff that she endured during them is just horrible. It's horrific. And now she advocates to make sure that if there are going to be camps like that, that they actually are not abusing the children that are in there, and that they actually are a place of mental and physical healing. So she's advocating to get all of those bad places closed down, the places that she had to go to, which were horrible. She also has ADHD, which wasn't diagnosed until later in life, which kind of goes as to why she was like a troubled kid. She has ADHD, like what do you expect kind of thing. So, and the book is also non-linear and also kind of goes on those tangents of her ADHD brain. So there's like a lot of intertwining, flashing through. It's a non-linear timeline. Also goes through her rise to fame and how she wanted to make her money and her brand and make as much money as she could so she could feel secure in that. Also touches on a few of her relationships as well as with her current husband. It was amazing. It was so good. I really loved it, just because again, it was that nostalgia. I grew up in the Paris Hilton time. I really loved it, and like loved hearing her story as to like also she changed her voice to like that baby voice when she was on cameras and stuff and doing interviews, because it was part of a character, not her herself. and she narrates the book. I listened to it. And then my reread of the month was Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I also listened to this one primarily. I have already read the book, but I want to, like I said previously, I am getting into the series and want to finish. I've only read the first out of the 3, so yeah, I just wanted to refresh because it's been a really long time since I've read this one, and I really loved the movie to this. Differing like social classes. Rachel Chu is dating Nick Young, and Nick invites her back to Singapore for his best friend's wedding, as well as like a nice summer vacay because they're both professors at NYU. He does not inform Rachel of how wealthy his family is and the society that he was brought up in, and she's like middle class. Like her mom was a single parent, worked her way up. Social class differences, a lot of like gossip and not just rich people drama, you can say. I highly enjoy it, and also just like the Asian representation is so important, and I remember when the movie came out that was a really big deal, and it is a big deal, and it was amazing that it was also just like an all Asian cast, which was phenomenal. And the last book that I have read in July is the 6th book in the Throne of Glass series. Nope, 7th book. It's the 7th book. Oh my gosh. Right? Oh wow. Okay, Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. This is, I'm like a couple hundred pages into this, but probably by the time this book, or this, I was gonna say this show, this video goes up, I'll have finished it. I love this. This is following a different characters besides like the core characters. However, I'm really liking it. I love all the characters in Throne of Glass, so I'm not surprised that I'm okay with that. And like, I just find myself reading and wanting to know what continues to happen, and I'm really loving it so far. So also, I don't really give full reviews on series anyway, especially when I'm into the series. Just know that I have most likely loved it because I love every other book in the Throne of Glass series, and yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers, hence why we're not talking about it as much anyway. So just know that I most likely finish this one by the time this video has gone up, and I most likely have loved it. So here are the books plus the 2 digital books that I read, and that's that. What did you guys read this month? Have you read any of these? If you did, do you like them? Again, no spoilers in the comments. What was your favorite book that you read this month? I would love to know in the comments below. All right. Well, respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye.